And I'm Bridget Condon. You're watching the MadiZONE HD SportsNet football pregame show. We're 2.5 hours before kickoff. It's family weekend here at James Madison University, and today's game will feature the Dukes versus the Towson Tigers.
The Dukes are coming off a 31-28 win against UAlbany last Saturday. That leaves the Dukes at 3-3 overall and 1-2 in the CAA. Towson, which played for the national championship last year, is 2-4 overall and 0-2 in the CAA. What do we expect for today's game? Let's check in with Kurt Dudley, who's with Coach Everett Withers.
Welcome everyone to the Everett Withers Show. Time now to talk about the next opponent for the JMU Dukes. It's a program, well, that last year was in the national championship game against North Dakota State, but came up shy. And we're talking about the Towson Tigers, winning 13 games last year, Coach. And no, you were busy at Ohio State. Didn't get that much of a chance to kind of keep an eye on the Tigers last year. But one guy that certainly stood out that they no longer have, though, is Terrence West, now playing for the Cleveland Browns. But they've got another youngster that's filling in pretty well for them, Darius Victor.
Yeah, Darius is a small, compact back, does a nice job of running the ball inside. They want to be a run team. They want to run the power. They want to get in 12, 21, and 11 personnel, run the football, and then pass out of those formations and those personnel groups. But that's what they want to be. Coach Ambrose is an offensive guy. He's done a really good job of that's his alma mater. He's come back. He's done a really nice job of developing that program. They're a little young in some spots, like some of us are, but I think he's doing a good job in growing that program.
This team is seeming to struggle on offense, though, because they're only getting about 17.5 points a game, and they're also struggling tremendously on third down. What have you seen on the tape?
Well, I think when you get in third and long, you're going to struggle. If that's your MO, if you're in third and 7+ a lot, then you tend to not convert on those down and distances. You want to be in third and manageable, which we call third and manageable, 3rd and 3, 2, 1, to be successful on third down. I think it's trying to get their run game going is going to be important. So we have to guard against that, and also not giving up play action passes on first down. So if we can hold them in that, hopefully we can keep them in third and long situation.
They're only picking up about 289 yards total offensive game. You're getting almost 200 more. But as we flip it on the other side of the field, what are you seeing from them defensively?
Well, I think they're very talented on defense. They have some big, long guys up front. They want to stop the run on defense. They have given up some passes down the field, but I think their MO is a lot like ours. They want to make sure you stop the run, and then they'll take care of the back end as the game proceeds.
The keys for you against the Towson Tigers?
Well, much like last week, we have to be able to run the football to be successful, so we can do things in the passing game. And then obviously on defense, we've got to stop a very talented running back.
All right, the Dukes and the Towson Tigers. It's family weekend at Bridgeport Stadium. Kickoff will be 12:30.
An early game calls for an early rise. Fans have been gathering since 8 a.m. this morning, getting ready for today's game, staying awake with a cup of coffee and their own kickoff sweetener. Bridget has crossed Bluestone Drive over to P-Lot to check in with Eric Pitzer to find out how he jumpstarts his morning.
Hi, I'm Bridget Condon from MadiZONE HD SportsNet. In place of Jeffrey Bourne this morning, we have Aaron Epstein. He's more of our morning party animal. Good morning, Aaron.
Good morning, Bridget. Let's go check out Eric Pitzer and Zach Hitty's tailgate.
Let's go.
What was that? Can we fix that in editing?
We're here with the co-owners of Sam's Cornhole Bags, JMU alum Zach and Eric. How do you guys kickstart your morning for an early game like today?
Well, we've got to be out here promptly at 8 o'clock. Out here today, it's bright and sunny out here, ready to kick it off at Bridgeport Stadium.
Does the rain put any damper on your party?
No, not at all. For a 12:30 game like this, it's a hard 8 a.m. start. We have some coffee. We have a little.
What's in that?
Well, we got a little apple cinnamon, a little spice. What's the?
Well, it's getting cold, it's getting cold out.
So you
got to keep warm.
October beverage.
Great. So what do you do? Take me through 8 o'clock until 12 o'clock game time.
Well. Where do we start?
Start with waking up in the morning, making your trek down to JMU.
So we've got a bunch of people who usually come down the night before. DC, Richmond's kind of descend on the house. Everybody gets up 6, 7 o'clock, take turns showering, but we fix this all later, right?
All right.
Sorry.
All right, then you get here and what?
When we get here, we set up the cornhole boards. We usually have maybe some bagels. Today David's brought us some special chili. So we do that. I mean, maybe hit up the hospitality tent later, courtesy of the Duke Club. And yeah, it's just a good time for everyone.
What's your favorite part about coming to these games?
The people. You're in some of the best company, some of the best friends you've made throughout however many years I've been doing this now, and it's a good time.
All right, well, thank you. Go Dukes.
Go Dukes.
For MadiZONE HE SportsNet, I'm Bridget Condon.
Is he still in there?
Yeah.
Sleeping in the closet every single night. This has got to stop.
Oh, hey Elaine. How's it going?
How much longer are you going to be here?
Billy is 5.
6.
6. 12 years. But don't worry about me. I got my pillow pet.
Tame the tuition monster. Visit Virginia529.com and see why it's the nation's largest 529 college savings plan.
Hey, who wants popcorn?
It's not always an easy road for student athletes, and it's been a bumpy one for redshirt senior Austin Lane. This week, Gabrielle got a chance to learn more about number 77 of the Dukes. Let's give some O-love to this O-lineman.
Like we always do with this time, I go for mine, I get to shine, now throw your hands up in the sky.
So Austin, what made you want to come to JMU back in 2011?
Basically just the great atmosphere here and, you know, the great academic standard of the College of Business and, you know, it's just fully encompassing of just everything you want as a student athlete.
So what goals do you have for yourself and for the team this season?
Obviously, we'd like to win the conference and, you know, make the playoffs and, you know, step up our season from last year and hopefully we're on the right track for that and can continue our success.
What would you say has been a highlight moment for you throughout playing at JMU over the years?
I mean, honestly, I haven't been able to play too much because of my injuries, but I think one of the biggest things that I've been able to do is just come back from a serious knee injury and, you know, been able to prove to myself and to my teammates that I can come back and, you know, be effective still and be a starter on this team.
What would you say has been your favorite experience here, whether playing on or off the field?
Just hanging out with my best friends. You know, my O-line's awesome, and we just love to hang out together, and we're all just so tight, and it's just awesome just to be together with each other and, you know, go through the same experiences together.
So going off of that, how did you guys establish this really close bond?
We just, I mean, we just do everything together. You know, we work together, we eat together, we sleep together pretty much. We're all roommates and stuff with each other, so you know, it's hard not to get a bond with that, you know, with just being so close to somebody. You probably see them for, what, probably 14 hours out of the day, so, I mean, you're always with one of them, pretty much, so it's just a natural bond that occurs.
Who would you say has made an impact on you throughout the years?
I mean, right now, I think Coach Davis, you know, I've just known him for about a year right now, and his work ethic and his drive and, you know, strive to be excellent is just awesome, and he's really just had a great impact on me as a player and, you know, as a person as well.
Wins to each side, takes the snap. Look,
I have a degree in marketing. I'm an MBA student right now. But I don't really know, to be honest with you. We'll see where it takes me, but hopefully an MBA degree looks pretty good on any job application. So I'm not really sure right now, but I'd like to. I'm excited for my future.
For MadiZONE HE SportsNet, I'm Gabrielle Smith.
Even a country apart can't stop these two JMU alums from doing what they love while still in love with each other. John Bowers, a football Duke himself, now serves as the assistant head coach. His wife Joanne was a former gymnast for the Dukes. She is now the gymnastics coach for the Washington Huskies. How do they do it? Let's find out.
Back to the late 70s, early 80s with a young couple that were, well, student athletes here at James Madison University. One was a quarterback, the other a gymnast. Well, now they're married, but they're coaching one coast to the next. Let's join the Bowers here on the Everett Withers Show.
I was a freshman when John was a senior, and then he stayed on for 2 years as a graduate assistant for the football team, and then we got married right when he graduated with his master's, and I still had 1 more year of college left. In December, right when my season's starting, in January, he takes a job at Shepherd College in West Virginia and moves there. And my coach, Coach Kruger, he had never had a married athlete before, and he's like, look at me like, are you? I'm like, I'm married, I didn't die.
The opportunity to come back where you went to school, the self-pride that you already have instilled in your for James Madison, and the things that how special it is a place and how much it's changed, you know, in the 34 years since I left here. But the one thing that hasn't changed is the people. I've been around a lot of great people that have had a lot of influence on me as time continues to grow here, and I think you have to be adaptable as an assistant, and I think you have to continue to work hard no matter what the circumstances are, and get your players to do the same.
Gymnastics is very expensive, and all the traveling and all the lessons, then all the meets and things like that. I think starting in junior high, I started teaching a lot of the preschool classes, beginner classes, stuff like that, to help with to offset some of the costs of my classes. Well, by the time I was in high school, I loved coaching. I think coaching is so much, you have to be a good teacher, but it's about the relationships, and it's all about the relationships. If you're going to be a good recruiter, if you're going to be a good coach, that's number one. And I think John's really good at that, and I think that's something we fed off of each other, of how'd you handle that, what'd you do this? I always knew I wanted to coach, and I think John did too. I mean, if we couldn't play it, we wanted to coach it.
She's been, for me, just you know, more of a stay the course, don't panic. Keep working daily, and I think that's how gymnastics is kind of that way, just because they're in the gym many more days than we're on the practice field.
But when I came back and I saw the stadium from '81 and the lights were on, and I just went, oh my goodness, this looks big time. And I always say you choose your attitude and you choose how you live and stuff. So I always look at it as I'm going to look at the positive side and I'm going to find something good in it, and there usually is.
That's John and Joanne Bowers, and she now tells him how to throw passes, and every once in a while he tells her, well, go take a flip, why don't you? But we hope that you did enjoy that.
Now it's time for a commercial break, but we'll be back shortly on MadiZONE HD SportsNet.
Instead of asking yourself, where did those 4 years go? Think about where the next 40 will take you. Be involved at Madison. Dukes from day one, alumni for life.
Women's soccer shut out College of Charleston 3-0 last week at University Park. The Dukes fired a season-high 29 shots in the match compared to Charleston's 7. This moves the Dukes' record up to 8-6 overall and 3-1 in the CAA. JMU women's volleyball suffered a 3-0 loss last night against Towson at the CQ Arena. Senior middle blocker Lizzie Briones and sophomore outside hitter Kate Whitmire tied for the team lead in kills with 9 each. The Dukes lost for the 3rd straight outing, bringing their record to 10-8 overall and 2-3 in the league.
Men's soccer beat Delaware on Wednesday with a 1-0 victory. Freshman forward Joe Viner broke a scoreless deadlock in the 83rd minute to score the lone goal. JMU improved to 5-4-2 while playing its first CAA opener. Also on Wednesday evening, field hockey stormed past Davidson with a 2-1 victory, with shots scored by junior midfielder Adrian Levette and senior back Dana Alleman. JMU took 17 shots with 11 on goal, while Davidson took 2 shots with only 1 on goal. The Dukes improved their record to 8-3 overall. Now it's time for a commercial break, but we'll be right back on MadiZONE HD SportsNet.
I knew going to JMU would be more about just getting a master's.
I just knew that it was the place for me.
I feel as though that I'm a part of the institution.
You will never meet a stranger. Everyone is always willing to help you out and to help you through your graduate experience here at James Madison University.
The graduate school here is a great choice.
The education that you receive is top-notch.
It's one of the best in the country. And from here, everything is possible.
There's a great place to find high-quality cars without the hassles. And it all starts here, at CarMax.
We believe that buying a high-quality used car should be hassle-free. So at CarMax, we start with a low, no-haggle price on every car.
With a great selection on every lot, you can test drive an incredible variety of cars all in one place.
And every CarMax car is protected with a 30-day warranty and a 5-day money-back guarantee.
So when you're ready to start the search for your next car, come see the way car buying should be at CarMax. Start here.
And Telos helps every member of the family get a smartphone and the freedom to actually use it. It's 10 gigs of data with unlimited talk and text for only $45 a month. That's a better value than Verizon and AT&T. Plus 0 down on all smartphones. Switch now and we'll buy out your contract. It's 10 gigs of data and unlimited talk and text for only $45 a month. More phones, more lines, and more data. And Telos, wireless for the people.
Former golfer Ryan Cole was an All-CAA honoree last spring. He entered this fall season with 5 top 15 collegiate finishes and has emerged as a leader for the Dukes. Let's see what he had to say to our very own Gabrielle Smith.
Welcome to MadiZONE HD SportsNet. Today I'm interviewing Ryan Cole. All right, so you were named the CAA Men's Golfer of the Week after finishing 7th at the VCU shootout last month. Why is this a strong event for you?
I don't know. I feel like it's just a difficult golf course, and I seem to always play well on difficult golf courses. I just have a lot of drive out on the course and just want to do well, and I find ways to make pars when others might not. And it just seems to suit my eye, and I don't know, I've played well 2 years in a row. So.
Who introduced you to the sport, and at what age did you begin playing?
Well, I started when I was about 7, and I really introduced it to myself. I'm essentially self-taught prior to the age of about 10, but my dad helped along the way. He didn't play golf prior, but he helped me get better over the years, and I don't know, I just really wanted to pick it up on my own.
What area have you made the most improvement since last year?
Well, I think definitely short game. Again, you can never be good enough. You can always get better, and I take that to heart every day at practice and just keep on working out here, really. And I feel like every day if I get a little bit better, that's going to be better for my game overall.
So we most often think of golf being an individual sport, but how does the team golf help you up your game?
Well, I think it's just the camaraderie, having teammates around. It's not something I was used to prior to college, and we all feed off each other. For instance, Connor Walters had a good week this week at the George Mason's event, and we all felt great for him, but at the same time we want to play better next week, and we're competitive. It's a friendly competition, but I just think being around a bunch of guys that are of a similar skill level has really helped me.
So to what capacity do you see yourself involved with the sport in the future?
Someday I hope to go professional. I think I need to give it a shot just to say I did so, and if it works out, that'd be great, and if not, there's a lot of opportunities in golf. A lot of business deals are made on the golf course, and I could always go into, one of the many fields within the game, and, we'll take it from there.
For MadiZONE HD SportsNet, I'm Gabrielle Smith.
When we return, we'll get you caught up on the latest news with this week's edition of JMU Today.
Visit the James Madison University Bookstore. your source for all things JMU. Get your official Duke gear. Open after every football game. The JMU Bookstore. Support the team.
Dukes in the Community is the service initiative of JMU Athletics. JMU is committed to making a difference on and off the field. University Outpost is the proud sponsor of Dukes in the Community.
James Madison Athletics welcomes Special Olympians from across Virginia for its 8th annual Day with the Dukes Saturday, September 13th. Student athletes and JMU Psychology join Special Olympians in a day full of activities leading up to the JMU football home opener against St. Francis. Chased inside by the rain, student athletes from cheerleading, baseball, football, and men's and women's basketball spent the morning in Godwin Hall playing their respective sports with the Special Olympians. Each Special Olympian was paired with a buddy from the JMU Psychology Service Organization. After the event, Special Olympians were given tickets and encouraged to attend the JMU football game, including a representative assisting with the official coin toss. For more information, head to jmusports.com.
From the School of Media Arts and Design.
And let's dream big together. When it's time to dance it.
This is JMU Today.
Hello and welcome. I'm Sarah Calloway.
And I'm Erin Morthorst. This is your JMU News Brief. The mounds of dirt across campus are hard to miss, and they're not going away anytime soon. Nearly 90 workers a day are helping to keep the project on track. The UREC expansion includes weight and cardio spaces 2.5 times the size of the current ones. There will be 5 group fitness studios, 2 MAC gyms, and court spaces for basketball and volleyball. A special events gym will include batting cages as well as floor hockey goals. A second track will be added along with a second swimming pool. The expansion is expected to be completed in December of 2015. The total project will not be completed until the fall of 2016.
JMU's newest on-campus housing is now under construction on West Grace Street. The apartment-style building will be the largest residence hall JMU has to offer, housing 506 students. It will include 2-bedroom, 2-bath, and 4-person apartments with full kitchens and furnished living rooms. This type of housing is ideal for students who want a non-traditional dorm experience. There will also be a Subway restaurant on the first floor and a bus stop directly outside of the building. JMU is aiming to make the building environmentally sustainable, hoping to achieve a LEED Gold certification. Residents will move into the apartments in August of 2015. JMU is well known for its party school reputation, and every year the university provides an open forum for students to talk about their experiences. Brick Wall is an annual alcohol awareness event at JMU. Students can anonymously share the impact that alcohol has had on their lives. A study by the National Institute of Alcohol and Alcohol Abuse reports that 4 out of 5 college students drank.
Students will come up and anonymously fill out bricks, which are just little pieces of paper. There's red ones for negative and white ones for positive experiences, and they'll anonymously write an experience that they've had with alcohol in their life.
Students then place their bricks into a box, and coordinators use each one to create the final brick wall. You can fill out your own bricks in Warren Hall or Festival from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m.
For JMU's women's soccer coach, Dave Lombardo, this season has been twice as nice. Coach Lombardo is celebrating his 25th season as JMU coach. He also just won his 300th win at JMU. He describes this win as being well-deserved after beating Hofstra, a usually tough opponent. Lombardo was named CAA's Coach of the Year in 2013.
As long as I feel that we're competitive, I can relate to the kids, they can relate to me, I'm having fun with what I'm doing, I'm going to keep going until I stop.
Last year, the soccer team won the CAA regular season championship and is looking for the same success this year. The team will be hosting a 25th anniversary reunion on October 24th and 25th. You can find out more information about the events at jmusports.com. The Madison Collaborative Ethical Reasoning and Action Team is working to help JMU students and faculty apply ethical reasoning in their daily lives. The campaign encourages the JMU community to think through difficult choices instead of acting immediately.
According to Madison Collaborative Chair Bill Hawk, the campaign is trying to replace reflex with reflection. Hawk and his team simplified the campaign into 8 key questions.
If you do a lot of case studies, these are the kinds of questions that people usually raise.
Get a sense of how one goes about trying to answer these questions.
The 8 key questions include fairness, outcomes, responsibility, character, liberty, empathy, authority, and rights. Both formal and informal events are being hosted to teach the JMU community about the 8 key questions. Students and faculty can attend workshops and other events to learn about the Madison Collaborative and at various times throughout the semester.
Students are preparing for the Senate election in November by learning about opposing sides on main political issues. Representatives from college Democrats, college Republicans, and Madison Liberty attended the Duke's debate to give their opinion on controversial topics. Topics such as gay marriage, immigration, Virginia voter ID laws, and the expansion of Medicaid were all discussed. Even while discussing serious topics, debaters and audience members were able to have fun at the event. Audience members' tweets were shown on a projector above the main debate table, giving the audience the ability to participate in the discussion. Thanks for joining us today. This has been your JMU Today News Brief.
Fans may remember this football player who has been a standout player for the past 4 years. From 2.5 sacks and 2 forced fumbles as a freshman against Richmond in 2011 to his 35th collegiate game today, Sage Harold continues to be a force for the JMU defense. His soft side disappears as soon as he steps foot on the field, as you'll learn in his interview with our very own Bridget Condon.
Hi, I'm Bridget Condon from MadiZONE HG SportsNet with senior captain Sage Harold. As this is your last season, how have your expectations changed over the past 4 years?
Previous years, if I was a sophomore, I wouldn't be able to get the games back if we didn't succeed or if I didn't do as good as I wanted to. So it being my senior year, I really want to focus more on just trying to get the job done as soon as possible, just trying to win.
How hard is it for you to not let your passion get in the way of the game?
I play with a lot of passion, so that just motivates me more, and that allows me to push my teammates harder.
With a new coaching staff this season, how have things changed?
A lot of things have changed. Their approach to us as a team has changed, and it's really put us in like a mode to where you just like, failure is not an option. We have to finish every game. We have to work real hard, and they exaggerate on effort, so we try to do that as much as possible, give it all we got every game.
As one of the 3 captains, how do you influence your teammates when things are going bad as well as when things are going good?
Me being a player and a human being, I'd be frustrated too, but as a captain and a leader of the team, I try to pick the guys up as much as possible and tell the guys, just give me all you got. And at the end of the day, when we do everything, execute right, we win.
What has been your most memorable moment on or off the field here at JMU?
Man, my freshman year, homecoming game. I was a true freshman playing, and we played Richmond, and it was a lot of excitement going into the game. And I had finished the game with 2.5 sacks, 2 forced fumbles, and 3 tackles. And that was just like a big game for a freshman to come in and do that. And so that was like my biggest memorable part of my career here.
As you were one of the few true freshmen, what is your advice to the 10 true freshmen this season?
When I played as a freshman, I didn't know much. I just flew around and made plays. So my advice to them would be to do the same. Like, don't let, don't let the failures, you will fail as a player, but don't let them get in your way and slow you down. Just play full speed and go as fast as you can. Making mistakes, just go as fast as you can, and coaches could correct the rest.
What are your plans for after graduation?
After graduation, I really hope to have a chance to go to the NFL and play on the next level. If not, I'll be looking into law enforcement.
The majority of this team this year is a lot of younger players compared to previous years that you've been on the team. How are you showing the younger players the ropes?
Oh man, I really just be myself. I'm not a real wild guy out in public, and I really like to have fun when I play football, so I just let the guys know that football is still a game, man, but it's your life right now. Like, it's your life. This is something that you love to do. This got you to college, and just be passionate about it, get emotional about it, and just play hard as you can, because it will be going fast.
Thank you.
Thank you.
For MadiZONE HG SportsNet, I'm Bridget Condon.
Next up, we continue with our compliance education series with Taylor Mickleberry. Today's topic being extra benefits.
Hi everyone, I'm Taylor Mickleberry, the Graduate Assistant for Athletic Compliance here at JMU, and I want to take a little bit of an opportunity today to talk to you about extra benefits and what exactly that term means. An extra benefit, quite simply, is a special arrangement made for our student athletes to receive something of value that is given to them because of their status as a student athlete. This can be anything from cash to use of a vehicle to food and drinks. And we tell our student athletes that if you're receiving it because you're a student athlete, it's probably a violation. Now, the results of accepting an extra benefit for our student athletes is that they become immediately ineligible as soon as they receive the benefit. What that means is later on down the road, if they've competed while ineligible, it can affect both our sports program and that student athlete with stiffer penalties from the NCAA, including up to forfeiture of competitions. How a student athlete would be able to get back into eligibility with the NCAA would be that they have to have our office file a waiver on their behalf, and then they have to pay the entire amount back to a charity of his or her choice. Let's take a look at an example.
Hello, Dean.
I recognize you. You're one of our boosters.
Yes. Can I buy you a cup of coffee?
I'm not sure if you're allowed to do that.
Oh, it's only a few bucks. And besides, you did such a good job in the game last week.
That sounds great, but thank you anyway.
Okay, then.
In that example, you saw our booster try to give our student athlete a free coffee. Now, that is an extra benefit. It is of nominal value, but it's an extra benefit nonetheless. The student athlete would have to repay that value before they could become eligible again. Discounts at stores and restaurants also could apply in this category as well. Those are extra benefits for our student athletes. It's important to note here, however, that if an extra benefit is being given to everyone on an objective basis, it isn't an extra benefit. If they're handing out free coffee to everyone who walks by, it's fine for our student athletes to take. Let's take a look at another example.
Man, my car's in the shop today.
Oh, really? Well, just take mine.
I don't think I can do this. I think it's an extra benefit.
Well, it would provide better transportation from here to school.
Yeah, but I'll just stick to the bus. I think that'll work better.
Okay, then.
The expense in this example is much more significant, the use of a car. If our student athlete had accepted that, he would have to repay that entire amount immediately. The NCAA doesn't have any type of payment plans. It has to be paid back in full before the student athlete can become eligible again. The things in this category could include cash or loans, signing for loans for a student athlete, also housing. Again, it has to be paid, and our office has to do a waiver on their behalf, and waivers are never a guaranteed thing with the NCAA. Let's take a look at another example.
Dean, I would like to hire you.
That sounds awesome. When do I work?
How about right now? Can you file this for me?
Sure.
And here is your paycheck.
Whoa! Is this for the year?
Just for today, and you're done, and you can go home now.
I don't think I can accept that much money for the work I've done.
In our final example, our booster employed our student athlete. Now, while it is permissible for a student athlete to be employed, there are a couple stipulations about employment of a student athlete. The first being that they have to be paid the going rate for similar employees in their position. Furthermore, they can't have things like special privileges in their employment. And lastly, they have to have the correct paperwork on file in our office before they can start working. Any violation of this bylaw could result in an extra benefit violation and affect the eligibility of a student athlete. The list that I've given you today, it's not exhaustive by any means, but it certainly is a range of what our student athletes may be presented with. If you ever have any compliance questions, please log on to jmusports.com, contact our office. Our information is there. Just look for the word compliance, whether your question be about extra benefits or any other question as well. Lastly, I'd like to thank MadiZONE HD SportsNet for giving me this opportunity to talk to you today. Thank you for watching, and go Dukes.
Well, the NFL doesn't work out for superstar Dean Marlowe. I can sure see acting in his future. Let's hear from Kurt Dudley, who tracked down JMU Hall of Famer and U.S. Olympian Julie Spates-Benson here on MadiZONE HD SportsNet.
One of the most enjoyable things about traveling with the JMU Dukes is to run into great alumni from James Madison University, as we're here on MadiZONE HD SportsNet, presented to you by the JMU Alumni Association. And I go back, of course, to the late 80s and early 90s. That's when this young lady here was running track and field and a little cross country for the Dukes, and that is Julie Benson. Julie, great to see you, and we understand that you coming to Albany, this is the first time the Dukes have played football here, is kind of a new experience for you too. Why are you here?
It's very new, and I appreciate you calling me a young lady. That's very nice. But my husband is the defensive coordinator here at the University of Albany.
So we're going to chat with her a little bit. And Julie, of course, there are many decisions that we make throughout the course of our lives that change our lives. And I want to go back to one of your early decisions to come to James Madison. How did it influence your career?
I would not be standing here if it wasn't for my decision to go to James Madison. You know, I look back, especially now having transitioned to coaching, the coaching side of it, and I realized I was very naive. And there was a lot of good fortune involved in my decision to attend James Madison. And, you know, it was the best decision I've ever made in my life by far. And, you know, I think I just owe a lot in my life to the great people that I got to work with there and would never look back.
She was coached by, of course, Bill Walton, who just did retire, and Gwen Harris.
Yep.
And now that was one decision. How about the experience that you had with the Olympics? How did that change your life?
Again, you know, I look back on that as well, and again, very naive. I just knew that when my career ended as a college athlete at James Madison, I was still so hungry, so competitive, having so much fun, and I just wanted to keep doing it. I didn't really have Olympic aspirations. It might have been a pipe dream, but because I had the good fortune to stay in Harrisonburg and train and stay a member of the JMU track team as a coach, I was able to fulfill that dream of making the Olympics, and it opened up a tremendous amount of opportunities for me, and just very grateful to that community to allow me to stay and continue to chase dreams.
You know, many of the track and field athletes and alum in cross country, they go into other professions, and but you have managed to kind of continue to have running in your career. Talk a little bit about that, if you would.
I'm just very passionate about the sport, and one of the main motivators for me to continue with the sport is I feel like I made a lot of mistakes as an athlete, and I just really had the desire to teach people to maybe avoid those pitfalls that I kind of landed in many times. And you know, I feel like as soon as I am done educating people on that, which will hopefully be never, then I'll step away from the sport. But right now I'm very passionate about it, and hope I can continue doing it throughout my career.
You're still running a little bit, I understand.
A little bit, not even close to what I did in the Shenandoah Valley, but yeah, I like to try to stay fit, and it's a good kind of me time and a stress relief from the day-to-day grind, and I like to get out there as often as I can.
Well, Julie, thank you for joining us. Best of luck, well, sort of today, as the Dukes take on the Great Danes here in Albany. For MadiZONE HD SportsNet with Julie Benson, I'm Kurt Dudley.
Get us up to date with all things CAA, here's Maxine Johnson.
Thanks, Bridget. Things are heating up this week as full-on conference play begins. To start off at 12:30, we have your JMU Dukes playing at home against the Towson Tigers. JMU is coming off a thrilling win last weekend at UAlbany, defeating the Great Danes 31-28 on a last-second field goal, bringing the Dukes up to an even overall record at 3-3 and a 1-2 record in the CAA. Meanwhile, Towson will be searching for its first win in the conference, with the odds not looking in its favor, coming off a 2 consecutive CAA loss, and JMU leading the all-time series between the two teams with 18 wins, 6 losses, and 1 tie. At 1 p.m., Rhode Island is also looking for its first win in the CAA, as well as its first win of the season, holding a 0-5 record as the Rams travel to take on Villanova, which boasts an undefeated record in the CAA at 2-0, and is also on a 4-game winning streak with a hot offense scoring over 40 points in each of those victories. There are 3 games at 3:30, and to start us off, let's take a look at Richmond playing at UAlbany. Although the Great Danes defense struggled last weekend to stop JMU when the Dukes marched down the field for the final minute for the win, the UAlbany's rookie wide receiver Josh Kinterick had a great game with 6 receptions for 81 yards and 2 touchdowns, earning him his second CAA Rookie of the Week award. That marked UAlbany's first loss of the season, leaving it with a 4-1 overall record and a 1-1 record in the CAA. Richmond is coming off a 46-39 double overtime win last weekend against Liberty, where Spiders head coach Danny Rocco beat his former team. Next up, we have the first-time meeting between Elon and Delaware. The Blue Hens are coming off a low-scoring game last weekend, a 10-7 loss to Sacred Heart. Despite the defeat, sophomore punter Eric Enderson was awarded CAA Special Teams Player of the Week, averaging 46.9 yards on 7 punts, marking the 9th best average in Delaware history. And 3 of his punts were inside the 20. Elon has only had 1 win and took a hard loss at home in conference play last weekend, losing 48-14 to New Hampshire. New Hampshire is looking good, though, with a 2-0 record in the CAA and a 4-1 record overall as the Wildcats host William & Mary. The Tribe will be looking to stop rookie running back Donald Goodrich, who recorded a team high of 54 yards on 10 carries at Elon last weekend, including a touchdown, and caught an additional 3 passes for 55 yards, earning him CAA Co-Rookie of the Week. The Tribe is also coming off a conference win and a bye week, defeating Stony Brook 27-21 in overtime 2 weeks ago, entering today's game with a 4-game winning streak and leading the series 14-3. Lastly today, and we wrap up CAA play at 7 p.m. with Maine playing at Stony Brook. This is only the 4th time these two teams have met, and both teams have a 1-1 record in the CAA. The Black Bears are coming into the game off a 41-20 loss last weekend versus Villanova and have a 2-3 record overall with a 1-3 record on the road. The Sea Wolves are only 1-2 at home, but were victorious last weekend versus Towson with a 14-3 win and limited the Tigers to only 242 yards of total offense. That's all I have for you today and around the CAA.
Thank you, Maxine. We'll be right back here on MadiZONE HD SportsNet.
We all know the importance of continuing your education, whether completing a degree or seeking professional development. Are you thinking about your next step? JMU's Adult Degree Program is designed to create opportunities for adults to pursue an undergrad degree that fits their lifestyle. If completing your degree is something you've been wanting to do, JMU Outreach and Engagement can help you achieve your goal. Call today to learn more. Whatever your next step, JMU Outreach and Engagement is with you every step of the way.
Time to learn a little bit of JMU's X's and O's with this Chalk Talk by Brandon Staley and Drew Maringer.
Hi, I'm Brandon Staley. I'm the defensive coordinator at James Madison University. I'm here to review the Albany game and some of our defensive highlights. I want to thank all the fans from the great state of New York that were able to come to the game. It was a great team win against a nationally ranked team on the road. We just really appreciate all the support from all the fans and social media, and look forward to seeing you guys this week against Towson. The first play that we're going to show was probably one of the big plays in the game for our whole team. It came after a blocked punt, which obviously is a big momentum swing. And this was a 4th down and goal from the 1. And so we've got our heavy personnel in the game. Albany brought in an extra tight end, and they've got 2 running backs in the game. So we matched personnel and have our goal line defense in the game. And if you'll notice right here, you'll notice that we've got our big guys in: Alex Mosley, Xavier Gates, Simeon Robinson, Brandon Lee, Sage Harold. We've got that group of 5 defensive linemen, and then we've got 4 linebackers in the game to match personnel. We've got a Sin Jock, Titus Till, Gage Steele, and Kyrie Hawkins in the game with Aaron Peak and Taylor Reynolds. So they get into a 2-back set here, all right, with an extra tight end. And, you know, before this play, they had taken a timeout. We had told them that they're probably going to go up and over. They're probably going to get low, submarine block, and then, you know, the running back jump over the top of the pile. So we told the second-level players to be ready for him to go up and over and match him up and over the top. But the real key to this play is the 3 defensive linemen. Their penetration, all right, their pad level, that's what allows this play to work. You'll see Alex does a great job on the tackle. Xavier really submarines the center. Simeon gets really good penetration. And then what we're able to do here with Kyrie and Gage is we're able to meet the guy at the top of the pile and then push him back. There's no surge, all right, on 4th and 1, and that's what the offense is looking for. They're just looking for that little bit of surge to create some momentum for the running back, but they never get it because of the penetration, and then our second-level players swallow the backup, all right, and knock them back. And there's no better feeling than getting a stop. That's like a takeaway on defense. That's a huge momentum swing, and our offense would end up going down on a 99-yard touchdown drive and score. So you're talking about a 14-point swing in the game, which really gave us, you know, a lot of momentum.
Be sure to tune in to MadiZONE HD SportsNet for our football pregame show every home game this season, 2.5 hours before kickoff. Coming up at 12:10, join Kurt Dudley and Joe Kirkendall as they count down to kickoff with live coverage on MadiZONE of today's game against Towson. Thank you for watching our football pregame show on MadiZONE HD SportsNet. I'm Gabrielle Smith.
And I'm Bridget Condon. Have a great family weekend. Go Dukes!